doing nothing when facing evil is evil itself. That triggered quite a few people. And someone said, no, it's not. You're just trying to shame us and guilt us into risking our own safety to help someone else. And I thought, wow, really?
Hey friends, I notice I'm having more energy and mental focus when I take this new Remedy C60 Evo. The C60 Evo organic olive oil feels wonderful. I take it on a spoon in the morning and I enjoy the benefits all day long and have much deeper sleep at night. C60 Evo oil is great for your pets as well. They also have very potent face and lip serums and hair renewal kits that really work. Check out the testimonials on their website and see what others are saying. Invest in yourself, your pets, and those you love with C60 Evo Breakthrough Remedies because you're worth it. Enjoy discounts for bundle products, monthly subscriptions, and cases. Use our code INSPIRECHANNEL for another 10% off at checkout.
Okay, so you know me. I can't help, I'm a straight shooter, I'm a no bullshitter, and sometimes the things that I say are triggering to some people, but you can only get triggered when you're loaded. So that's kind of the premise of it all. But it's not my intention to come on here and stick a finger in your eye or something. But some of the most dangerous people on earth today are not conscious perpetrators of any crimes. But do you know the people that you talk to and you share something with them, and they're usually intelligent people, right? So they can kind of figure out, wow, things are really weird right now on planet Earth. And a lot of very strange things are happening, and things are obviously not the way they're presented. And you give them all these facts. Doesn't matter, food, water, chemtrails, politics, economy, fake history, religion. There's so many rabbit holes to go down. And then they say, well, yeah, but I just want to live my life. I just want to have fun. I want to enjoy my life. I don't want to change the world. I don't want to save the world. To me, they are the most dangerous people out there. And why do I say something like that? That could be outrageous. Why are they the dangerous ones? Because they're complacent, and because their desire is, I'm sorry to put it that way, very egotistical. They're all about me, myself, and I. They, with their silent consent and non-objection, are strengthening the dark intentions, right? They're strengthening these dark agendas because they're not opposing them. They're not trying to do anything differently. They're not stepping outside of their comfort zone to change anything. I just want to have a beautiful life. But these I just want to live my life people are so dangerous because for them, this ideal to be able to live that, whatever that is to them, is so important that they're willing to overlook the worst atrocities. And that's what happened in every authoritarian, in every dictatorship regime. Was there were always people who said, well, that's none of my business. I just want to live my life, my little thing here. The problem with that is too, that life narrows and narrows and narrows as the push becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And if there's no clear line in the sand, if there's no opposition, if there's no recalibration, then they, of course, eventually too get crushed, right? But they're so dangerous because by being complacent and by being ignorant, they are adding to the overall bad intention, dark energy. And there's another thing too, that there's a whole different component that I don't understand. See, Christine and I are parents. Our children are adults now, young adults, and it's not going to be very long. Who knows? And we're probably going to have grandchildren. I do not comprehend for the life of me how you do not wish for the next and that following generation and all the following generations to improve the place that we're in, to improve everything. I don't know how you don't want to leave a better world than the one you found. And I don't understand how you don't want to leave a much better world than the one you found. Because there's two ways to look at this. For me, we have two responsibilities. We have the responsibility because we borrow this world from our children. That's how the Indians look at it, the American Indians. We borrow this world from our children and our grandchildren. But then there's responsibility too towards the ancestors, the people who came before us, who sacrificed or who deeply intended and worked and did everything they could to improve this place so we would find it in a better way. And how can you ignore all of it and make a lifetime simply about superficial surface pleasures and ignore all the rest. I'll be honest with you, I have lost a lot of respect, not all respect. I have basic human respect for everyone's journey. Ultimately, that's what they're responsible for and nothing else. But I have lost a lot of respect for the people who can see, but are not willing to do anything. For the people who are awake enough to realize something's going terribly wrong here, but they're not doing anything to help it, to change it, to transform it. I sometimes get angry because I think that is a good section of the population we could really use and need, right? And it's not like everybody has to have the ambition to become a president or do something huge. If everybody just did their little part in their world, we'd be all so much better off. But this is something that I wanted you to see it for what it is. These are the most dangerous people, because these are the ones who look away. These are the ones who drive past an accident and they go, oh, I have something on my calendar today, I can't help here. Or I gotta go somewhere and I can't help. And when you become that apathetic, when you become that detached, then it becomes very dangerous, right? And we have turned into a very, very selfish, egotistical society. Me, myself, and I, and this self-improvement on all levels has turned into an obsession. It doesn't matter how good your life has become. These people always want to make their own life better, and so often at the expense of everyone else. And this is not what freedom is. This is not how this was intended to be. Some people have been programmed so intensely, they can't step out of it. And they've been programmed into egotism. They've been programmed to live a life like that. Just make sure you're well off, make sure you eat well, make sure you're well taken care of, and that's all good. But then it goes like, why would you want to save the world? You can't save the world. And then there are all these things. We're not here to save the world. We're just here to have a beautiful experience, right? These are all the spiritual new agey things that people say, oh, you can't, there's no such thing as saving the world. There's nothing wrong with the world. Everything is in perfect order. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, that's like pushing the wagon over the edge to me. And it's not true. It's simply not true. Why do we have discernment? Why do we have the ability to judge? Why do we have the ability to see? It's not to use it in vengeance, but to use it as creative tools. If I have the ability to judge between wrong and right, and yes, in this life, in this reality, there's a clear difference between right or wrong, a very clear difference. So if I have the ability to judge and discern, and I don't use it, then to me, it's wasted. I'm wasted. My lifetime is wasted. And so I think the responsibility is not so much, I have the responsibility to save the world. I have the responsibility to become the change I want to see in the world. And then, of course, step into broader action. That's what we always say. And this is such a crucial point because we've just gone through 2, 3, 4 decades, right? Starting really in the 80s, of this self-exploration, of this self-improvement, of this ideal that we're just worried about ourselves. And now we're stepping into a greater and broader awareness of we are a community, we are also a collective. And that's not communism. That's so often mistaken for. That's not communism or socialism, any of that crap. But the responsibility, when you are not just awakened, but when you are in a good place, spiritually, physically, mentally, you have a natural responsibility that comes from within to help others to reach that too, because ultimately, in the big scheme of things, if their experience remains bad, your experience won't remain good for long, right? In my viewpoint is I can't really ever be fully free in the largest way of looking at this unless we're all fully free. That's kind of the idea here. And I know we won't get everyone on board, and I know everyone has their own journey. Don't get me wrong, but I have to strive for an ideal. It's like when people ask me, well, are you a Christian? And I say, I really strive to live a Christ-like life. Now, do I fall short? Hell yeah, I fall short every day. But that's my intention, a Christ-like life. What are these qualities? What are these intentions? What are the stories? What are the teachings? What are the truths? That's really what for me matters. So can we continue to be a light of inspiration and perhaps that ignites their fire too? Yes. Can we continue to be role models? Yes. And can they at some point change their mind? Yes. Here's the most important thing that I would encourage you all to see and keep an open mind and heart about it. Nothing can keep people from waking up wiser the next morning than they were the night before, and with the willingness to change their heart and their mind. Because at some point we all changed our hearts and minds. So everybody can have that experience. So in my view, I at least see them that way. It's not my responsibility to make it happen, but I see them with the potential to open their minds and hearts. And this doesn't come from a place of superiority either, but if you see suffering, and if there's not something inside of you that wants to help end that suffering, I don't know, something must be wrong. I just feel like something must be wrong with that person. If somebody sees suffering and they have no desire to help the person who suffers, not by doing it for them, but by being an inspiration, offering, lending a helping hand, whatever. But if you don't have that within you, it's questionable to me. But I did want to say that. I didn't want to say that these to me are the most dangerous people. They're the ones who look away in the face of evil because it might get uncomfortable for them. We posted a quote a couple days ago, and it says, "Doing nothing when facing evil is evil itself." That triggered quite a few people. And someone said, "No, it's not. You're just trying to shame us and guilt us into risking our own safety to help someone else." And I thought, wow, really? So let's take a worst case scenario. You see a child that's being assaulted. You're not going to step in and do something? And that person literally replied, "Why would I risk losing my own life to do that?" And I just thought, wow, that's everything that's wrong with the world in one little comment there. But apparently a lot of people think that way. It's not my problem. It's not my business. I can think that way. You can tell me all about how everyone creates their own reality, how that is the child's experience. Yes, but it's also my experience to walk into that field. And it's my experience to become a change maker in that field. So you say that to me, go your own way. I don't want, we have nothing in common. I just can't. But that might be hard ass too, but that's who I am. Christine and I, we told the story, and I'm going to make it real quick before I log off. 15 years ago, 16, I don't know, but it was quite some time ago. We were done with this bullshit with society, because everything that's unfolding now so clearly, we saw it back then because we were just paying attention. So to us, it was almost as ridiculous as it is to most people now. We just saw it earlier, I guess, or we'll just open our eyes to it. But at any rate, we said, okay, we're going out into the boonies. We're going to live out in nature, away from society, away from civilization. We're just going to do our thing. We're just going to live our lives. That's exactly what we said. And nothing worked out. From that moment on, as we made that decision, nothing worked out for us. Nothing even remotely, would fall into place, be synchronistic. It was all like it's like somebody was throwing rocks in our way. Eventually, we accepted our responsibility. We accepted that if you have eyes to see and ears to hear, there's a responsibility that comes with it, and we lived up to it, and we continue to. Yes, we make mistakes. Yes, we fall short. I've said that, and I know that, but that's what we're going to continue to do, because I ultimately feel this battle that we're in can and will be won. And this is the great illusion they're putting out there. Oh, this will never end, and it's always like that, and it's the eternal yin and yang and blah blah blah. No, there's a dark grid on this place, and our intentions, vibrations, and actions can actually break through this grid and destroy it. I firmly believe that, and I know we're gonna see a world that's much more colorful, beautiful, ethereal, easygoing, and light than what we have now, and it is up to us to create that. And that's something you can't undo that within me. You can throw everything at me. I know this deep within me, and I don't care if it takes a year or a decade or, God forbid, a century. I'll be here for as long as it takes, and then we'll ride off into the sunset. Then the cowboy rides away. Then that's what's going to happen. So sending so much love to you all. Thank you for being here with us, and we love you. We appreciate you. You know this. And it's always a pleasure to read your comments, feel your energy, and share this space with you. Enjoy your coffee. We'll be back with you again very soon.
Would you like to get access to exclusive content as well as being part of a community of like-minded people posting, sharing, and connecting on a deeper level? Come join the Inspired community on Locals, where we share more intimately and privately and do our Coffee and Truth live streams, as well as our Honey Talks show, the only Inspired show with Christine Nolan. The Inspired community is absolutely uncensored and unfiltered, a place for truth, authenticity, and freedom. Join us now at inspired.locals.com or click on a link in the video description.